As an artist, I think the power of, say, an object is its transformative property. So the bindi itself already has this narrative. And it's a beautiful story where in India, every day across our subcontinent, millions and millions of women look at themselves in the mirror every morning before they meet the rest of the world. And they say, today I open my eye, or my other eye, and I see the world differently. It's a kind of optimistic gesture that say perhaps today you can see things differently. You can see your friends, your family, your husbands, your wives, the world outside you in a new and transformative way. Now what I do with it as an artist, I use this as a premise to start my work. It's already taken on its own life and I've moved ahead. Say like with the elephant now, it's not, the bindi's taken on this kind of transformative power. It acts like a skin, in a sense. You have the fundamental basics of the work, which is the idea of looking and seeing and re-seeing. And then you have the kind of skin, the surface of the skin, which moves through the work like a bloodline. And obviously, this elephant, the title of the work is The Skin Speaks a Language Not Its Own. And the idea is that I've kind of given life to something that's obviously dying. And these are quite fundamental issues of our daily existence. It's the thing that connects everybody, in a sense, across all cultures, natures, is death, that we all actually inevitably die. And so for me, this work, this piece was almost about me talking about myself as the artist, as the alchemist, that I can give life to something that's obviously dying. But there is something that I constantly refer back to, and that is the image of the animal. And I've used animals in many ways, hybridized them. I've made humans which are hybridized into animals, animals that have very human qualities. And the thing is, even within, say, this elephant piece, there is a sense you can feel the contradiction in the work. You have this weight of this elephant that's almost sinking into the floor, and the bindis almost make this whole really, really heavy, formal structure fly. And that really was something that I was thinking about when I was kind of constructing the piece. In India, it's called Saap bindi. It means snake. It's a symbol of fertility. And also, the snake has been used, in relationships with the gods. Fertility, but also destruction. So the Saap bindi is a ready-made. You can buy it in the shops. So I don't construct any of my bindis. They are all bought from the wholesale market. A very strong basis of the work itself is the conceptual, the underpinning of the work is the actual application and the action of making the work. There is something about the skin, like our skin and how we look at our skin, that is a kind of a marker of time, how skin becomes our skins become a marker of time, and how human beings over the years have used science and medicine, cosmetics to almost stop or defy time. And these applications of these bindis one by one is almost like a homage to that period of time lines in your life. It's kind of like an affirmation of time, this process. If you look at the elephant, there is no end. There is not one place in the whole elephant where the bindis stop and where they get blocked. There is a flow through the entire piece. It's quite strange. You will never see an elephant in this position, even when they die as such. They collapse onto their side. And so when I was thinking about making this work, I knew that if I made, in a certain sense, the elephant look human, then it would kind of connect. And the idea, and I wanted it very clearly, that as the elephant is on the ground, this eye is connecting at the eye level, almost with you. In the East, the elephant is seen from two perspectives, and I quite enjoy this thing about how language or different cultures can see the same thing in two quite different ways. In Thailand or in South Asia, they see the elephant as good luck. And the white elephant was revered by the kings, would always become the property of the king, because it was seen as a symbol of great fortune. Whereas, in other cultures, this idea, or especially Europe, the white elephant is a folly. It's something that's really not supposed to be there. It's a misfit. I do use the form of animals and nature a lot in my work, and I think I do that because, one, I'm aware that we use nature as a kind of construct of how we think that we see the natural world around us. And a lot of the time, I also use them as kind of warnings. And so when I turn them into kind of strange objects, or when I apply a second, when I use a material to transform the animal in such a way, they become other kind of beings. I turn them into another being. Sometimes I turn them into monsters. That's because I kind of see them as warnings or as portents kind of for the future.